Hey guys, this is Amit and you're watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between Samsung Galaxy F52 5G versus Poco X3 Pro. And we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips and about the prices. In the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me. So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, F52 have quad camera setup, 64 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. Whereas X3 Pro also comes with quad camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. So the winner here is F52 because it have better camera sensor. And about the front camera of the devices, F52 have 16 megapixel of wide camera, whereas X3 Pro have 20 megapixel of wide camera. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it can take low noisy photos in low light conditions. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. F52 have LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas X3 Pro have dual LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in the devices, F52 can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 120 fps, whereas X3 Pro can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 240 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it can record in high fps. Moving to the performance of the devices, let's start with the operating system of the devices. F52 have Android 11 support. On the other side, X3 Pro have Android 11 support too. So it's a tie here. And about the user interface of the devices, F52 have one UI whereas X3 Pro comes with MIUI. So it's a tie here because both of the user interface have different UI. So it's up to you which UI you like it or not, it's up to you. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. F52 is powered by Snapdragon 750 5G based on 8nm processor, whereas X3 Pro is powered by Snapdragon 860G 5G based on 7nm processor. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it has flagship processor, which gives you faster processing speed. And about the GPU of the devices, F52 is packed with Adreno 619, whereas X3 Pro is packed with Adreno 640. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it can give you more FPS in games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. F52 can clock at 2.2 GHz based on octa-core Creo chipset, whereas X3 Pro can clock at 2.96 GHz based on octa-core Creo chipset. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it has faster clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, F52 have only one option, 8GB, whereas X3 Pro have two RAM variants, 6 and 8GB. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have multi-RAM options. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. F52 comes with only 128GB of storage, whereas X3 Pro have two options, 128 and 256GB. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have multi-storage option and it have faster read and write speed. And about the external storage of the devices, F52 have dedicated card slot, whereas X3 Pro have shared card slot. So the winner here is F52. Moving to the display features of the devices, let's start with the display size of the devices. F52 have 6.6 inches of display, whereas X3 Pro also have 6.67 inches of display. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have same screen size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, F52 have 83.6%, whereas X3 Pro has 84.6%. So it's a tie here because both of the devices have approximately the same ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. F52 comes with Full HD Plus display. On the other side, X3 Pro have Full HD Plus display. So it's a tie. And about the display type of the devices, F52 have TFT display having 120Hz of refresh rate, whereas X3 Pro have IPS LCD display having 120Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 support. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have IPS LCD display which can produce more sharper and viewing angles are better, and the color vibrance is much more better than TFT panel. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. F52 have 8.7mm of thickness, whereas X3 Pro have 9.4mm of thickness. So the winner here is F52 because it have slimmer body. Talking about the weight of the devices, F52 comes with 199 grams of weight, whereas X3 Pro have 215 grams of weight. So the winner here is F52 because it have lower body weight. And about the protective glass of the devices, F52 have Gorilla Glass 3, whereas X3 Pro have Gorilla Glass 6. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it has a newer generation of glass, which is more durable than its older generation. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. F52 have plastic back with plastic frame, whereas X3 Pro have plastic back with plastic frame. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same build quality. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual nano SIM support, so it's a tie. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices, let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. F52 have side mounted fingerprint scanner. On the other side, X3 Pro have side mounted fingerprint scanner too. So it's a tie here. And about the sensors in the devices, F52 have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas X3 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass. So it's a tie here. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. F52 have 4500 mAh of battery capacity, whereas X3 Pro have 5100 mAh of battery capacity. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have bigger battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. F52 have 25 watts of fast charging, whereas X3 Pro have 33 watts of fast charging. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it can charge up your device faster. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. F52 have normal speakers, whereas X3 Pro have stereo speakers. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it can produce immersive sound. And about the headphone jack of the devices, F52 have 3.5mm of headphone jack, whereas X3 Pro also have. So it's a tie here. Moving to the communication chips in the devices, starting with the WLAN of the devices. Both of the devices comes with Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot. So it's a tie. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, F52 have 5th generation of Bluetooth, whereas X3 Pro also have 5th generation of Bluetooth. So again it's a tie because both of the devices have same generation of Bluetooth. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. F52 have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS, whereas X3 Pro have dual band AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS. So it's a tie here. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, F52 comes with 2nd gen of Type-C connector, whereas X3 Pro have 2nd gen of Type-C connector, but it have OTG support. So the winner here is X3 Pro. Moving to the prices of the devices in the international market, starting range of F52 is around $300, whereas X3 Pro is available from $220. In the Indian market, F52 have starting range from 23,000 rupees, whereas X3 Pro is available from 19,000 rupees. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera the winner is F52, in the performance the winner is X3 Pro, in the display the winner is X3 Pro, in the body segment the winner is F52, in the features of the device the winner is X3 Pro, in the communication chips the winner is X3 Pro, and about the prices the winner is X3 Pro. So the decision is totally yours, which device you like the most so far, and let me know in the comment below what do you think, which device is better for you. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. Comment what you thought in the comment below. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please like our page Tech Guide. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on the screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys on the next one. Till then, bye.